What you get from that? Come on, class. Be a good steward over what he gives you. Anybody else? Huh? Okay. Did you notice he was a liar? I'm glad you noticed that. Did you notice he was a crook? Or are you stuck on that theist and thouist? You didn't notice he was a crook? And even though he was a crook, Jesus or that master still commended him for making a plan. God was so big on you having a plan, he said, man, at least he a crook, but at least he got a plan. He said, some of y'all saved and ain't got no plan. You say Jesus is Lord and don't even have a plan for next year. Okay, why you want to be quiet tonight? He said, you don't even have a plan, so I commend him. If you really go home and read this story, you're going to get three things out of this. And I'm going to throw them at you real quick. One thing was that guy looked ahead. If you don't plan ahead, you plan to fail. And so many people do not look ahead. They look in the moment. And when those situations hit your life, there goes stress. Okay, hit your neighbor and tell them that wasn't the devil. That was your lack of planning. Man, I had to put my car in the shop day before yesterday. That thing was $700 just to fix a sensor on the tire. The devil. But watch this, Daddy Clark. I'm so set up for the future that I don't even know how much it is. And I'm not saying that braggadociously, but what I'm telling you is if you plan for it, it won't stress you out. That man planned for his hard times, and he looked ahead. He said, okay, this guy coming back. Let me plan for what's about to happen. So one thing you learn from him is he planned ahead. Say that, look ahead, not in the moment. Say it again, look ahead, not in the moment. Hit your neighbor and tell him, I ain't got no money for you for Christmas this year. Not this year. You do that same thing every year. They cry the same time of year, doesn't it? Have you noticed that? Ain't nobody ever stressed in February and January, like the old folks say. Ain't nobody ever stressed around them type of months. But around that Christmas time, and the day after Christmas, all right, say that, plan ahead. You know, the Bible says the wise man looks ahead. The wise man looks ahead. Okay, number two, the second thing you can learn from him is not just look ahead, but I must make plans right now. Say that I must make plans right now. The Bible says commit your work to the Lord, and then God's plan, God will succeed you in your plans. So commit your work rather to the Lord, and then your plans will succeed. The Bible says we should make plans counting on God to direct us. Third thing you learn from that guy is act quickly. A lot of you hear this stuff and still hadn't done. You know, I can preach the same thing a lot of times, and some people be saying, I heard that before. But the sad thing is if you heard it and hadn't done it, you've already messed up. Would you agree that you hadn't learned what you don't do? So you should check the reason you're hearing this. Am I hearing it just to tickle my emotion, or am I hearing this to really grow from it? Because if someone continue to have to say the same thing, then you're really not learning. Because much is given, then what? The much as you know, God holds you accountable for the things you already know. So say this, look ahead, plan ahead, move fast. One more time, look ahead, plan ahead, Move fast. Now, let me just throw that in there because the Bible says, I tell you, this is what the master said, use worldly wealth. Watch this. He said, use it, not love it. Money is a tool. How do you know when you're serving money? Anybody? Absolutely.